Chapter 3. Your emotions are not commands. One of the most dangerous lies people believe is this: if I feel it, I must act on it. That belief destroys relationships. It destroys opportunities. It destroys discipline. And it destroys peace of mind. Because feelings are temporary, but the consequences of actions can last for years. That's the key. Your emotions are real, but they are not always right. Your emotions deserve acknowledgement. They do not deserve automatic obedience. Most people never learn this distinction. They spend their entire lives reacting to whatever emotion appears. If they feel angry, they attack. If they feel afraid, they retreat. If they feel discouraged, they quit. If they feel insecure, they seek validation. If they feel offended, they start a conflict. Their emotions become their master, and they become servants to their feelings. But emotional control begins when you understand a simple truth. An emotion is a visitor, not a commander. It arrives. It stays for a while. Then it leaves. The problem begins when you hand it the keys to your life. Think about anger. Anger feels powerful. In the moment, it feels justified. It tells you to speak immediately. It tells you to fight. It tells you to prove yourself. It tells you to make someone pay. But anger is often a terrible advisor. How many people have destroyed friendships because of temporary anger? How many careers have been damaged because of one emotional outburst? How many regrets began with the words, "I was just angry." The emotion lasted minutes. The consequences lasted years. That's why discipline matters. The disciplined person does not ask, "What do I feel?" They ask, "What should I do?" There is a difference, a massive difference. One question is emotional. The other is intentional. One creates reaction. The other creates control. You have a choice. Always remember that. You have a choice. Fear provides another example. Fear is useful. Fear can protect you from danger. Fear can make you cautious. Fear can increase awareness. But fear can also become a prison. Many people spend their lives obeying fear. They fear failure, so they never try. They fear criticism, so they never speak. They fear rejection, so they never take action. They fear discomfort, so they never grow. The fear itself is not the problem. The obedience is the problem. You don't need to eliminate fear. You need to stop obeying it. That's the key. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. The disciplined person feels fear and keeps moving. The average person feels fear and stops. The difference is not emotion. The difference is discipline. Think about confidence. Most people believe confident people feel no doubt. That is not true. Confident people feel doubt all the time. The difference is they refuse to let doubt make decisions. They feel uncertainty, but they act anyway. They feel nervous, but they continue anyway. They feel fear, but they move forward anyway. That's what confidence really is. Not certainty. Discipline. The discipline to act according to values instead of emotions. The discipline to keep promises to yourself even when you don't feel like it. The discipline to move forward despite discomfort. Because successful people are not emotion-free. They are emotion-controlled. There is a huge difference. Most people wait until they feel motivated. That is a mistake. Motivation is unreliable. Some days it appears. Some days it disappears. If your actions depend on motivation, your progress will be inconsistent. But discipline does not depend on feelings. Discipline says, "I will do what needs to be done regardless of how I feel." That's power. Real power. Not controlling others. Controlling yourself. Imagine waking up tired. Your emotions say, "Skip the work. Rest today. Start tomorrow." The emotional mind looks for comfort. The disciplined mind looks for growth. The disciplined mind understands something important. Feelings change. Standards remain. That's why winners rely on standards, not moods, not emotions, not temporary motivation. Standards. A standard says, "This is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I behave. Even when I don't feel like it. Especially when I don't feel like it." Because discipline becomes most valuable when emotions are working against you. Anyone can stay committed when things are easy. Anyone can stay focused when they feel motivated. Anyone can remain positive when life is going well. The real test comes during difficulty. The real test comes when emotions demand surrender. That is where character is revealed. That is where emotional control is built. You have a choice. Every challenge presents that choice. Comfort or growth. Reaction or discipline. Impulse or intention. Excuse or responsibility. You choose. Every day, every hour, every moment. And those choices shape your future. Many people believe emotional control means becoming cold. It doesn't. It means becoming deliberate. You still feel happiness. You still feel sadness. You still feel excitement. You still feel disappointment. You still feel everything. The difference is that feelings no longer run your life. They inform you. They do not control you. That's the key. Feel everything. Obey nothing. Let emotions provide information. Then let discipline make the decision. This single habit can transform your entire life. Imagine receiving criticism. Instead of reacting, you evaluate. Imagine feeling fear. Instead of retreating, you move forward. Imagine feeling anger. Instead of exploding, you pause. Imagine feeling doubt. Instead of quitting, you continue. That is emotional mastery. Not because emotions disappear, but because discipline becomes stronger than emotion. And that strength compounds. One controlled response leads to another. One disciplined choice leads to another. One victory over impulse leads to another. Until eventually you become someone who cannot be easily controlled by circumstances. Someone who cannot be easily manipulated by emotions. Someone who remains steady under pressure. That person is powerful, not because life became easier, because they became stronger. Remember this. Your emotions are temporary. Your decisions are lasting. Your emotions are visitors.